and welcome to how I catch up on Project Life. I am 2 years behind on my Project Life albums. I had to stop doing Project Life because one of our puppies passed away, and literally just looking at one picture of them would make me start crying again. So I've healed, and now it's time to go back and decorate those pictures. Step 1 is to plan and organize. I start off by going to absolutely all of the pictures of my year and selecting the ones I want to print for my album. I will choose the size, whether it's 4x6 or 3x4, and build collages using Photoshop. There's also apps and other programs that you can build these collages on. It doesn't necessarily have to be Photoshop. At the end of this process, I will have an entire album of 4x6s and collages to print out. You do know that whether you print them at home or send them to a company to print, 4x6 photos are always cheaper to print. So I do recommend keeping all your collages within that size. Now, to make it easier for me, once I receive the photos, I use small sticky notes. I cut them in half. It'll say something like us eating at Bob Evans or us at the beach, pink bathing suit. There are small reminders that will help me organize the photos once I receive them. I also use different color but same size sticky notes that will help me know what month are we on. These sticky notes will stay once I have the pictures, and that will help me mark the month as I am completing the album. I do collect a lot of ephemera throughout the year. I save it in a Ziploc bag, and when I am planning my Project Life album, I would take all that out and start putting the ephemera or the memorabilia where it goes. At the end of this process, I will have a complete album with a placement for all my photos, all the memorabilia. Now, once I have my physical pictures, the fun process can begin. I do have 2 types of collages, 4 1x2s or 2 3x4s, and then the full image. I will separate them into 3 different piles, and this will make it easier for me to find them when I'm reading the sticky note in the album. Then I started to put all my images inside the album. If the sticky note doesn't have a reminder of what to journal about, I will remove the sticky note once I have my picture in. I can always change the placement once I see all the pictures together. Some 3x4 collages stay together because the pictures are related, and I actually planned it that way. I won't cut the collages unless I see where the picture is going to make sure that that is one that I want to separate. Once this part is done, it is time for my favorite part of all, which is making layouts. I do recommend using kits to make your layouts and that way accelerate the process. Kits include 3x4 cards, 4x6, embellishments, alphas, stickers, washi. There is some companies that create kits like Studio Calico, but if you don't want a subscription, you can always build kits from your stash. All you need to do is select stuff with colors that go together, and then you have the kits. It makes it a lot easier for you to make the layouts later on. Another tip I have for you here is to always take out page protectors so that way you can focus on just one layout at a time. I started by placing the January embellishment in the corner where I had the sticky note that said January. Then I would go through the 4x6 cards and the 3x4 cards and select the ones that I want that look better with the pictures. Now, this kit that I was using didn't have labels for my journaling, and I do like to write a lot in my pictures to remember the stuff that happened. So I went through my stash and took out labels that had colors that would go with this kit. Then I started to place the labels on the pictures I knew I wanted to journal on. This card I was using had a butterfly, and there was an embellishment with a butterfly also, so I wanted to use it on the other side of the layout to bring it together. Now, when I knew I wanted to use the chipboard, but I didn't know what picture or where I wanted it, I took it out of there with the backing so that way I could still move it around and see what it would look like with each picture. It's been actually really fun to look back through these pictures. Like the 3x4 picture on the left, when my fiance has his wallet, this is actually because we had just bought our house and we went to Home Depot and spent a bunch of money buying some stuff we needed for the remodel, and we ended up taking this picture, which was really funny. And then the picture on the top right was actually a fire that we had at the house. We got distracted playing video game. Next thing you know, our kitchen had an oil fire and we kind of went into panic for a few minutes there. Then we had to open the door to get the smoke out, and it was a disaster. So I really wanted to journal about that moment. I also got my brand new Cricut December 2021, and since this is January, there's a picture also of me using a Cricut for the very first time. Once I have most of my embellishments selected or placed on where they need to go, I can start gluing things down. I also changed my mind on the Hello 2022 card because after looking at it, I thought it would be a great card for the beginning of the album, the cover. Once I changed up that card, that side of the layout felt a little too busy and too orangey, so I switched around the cards and the photos to help balance it a little bit better. Once I am done with a photo or a card and I know I'm not gonna add anything else to it, whether it's embellishments or journaling, I will put it in the pocket that it goes, so that way it helps me know how many I have left and where else can I add something. I wanted to add some journaling next to these pictures. I ended up cutting the bottom part of Love This on the card so that way I could slide a piece of another 3x4 card and write my journaling on it. It's a great way to use more of your cards. Now halfway through, I saw that inside the kit there were these butterflies that are acetate, so in order to bring in the butterfly from the right side, I decided to decorate the January card. And once I glue things down for this card, we are done. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you want to see more of the process for these Project Life album, please let me know down below.